Today we're sewing the Blare Robe from Retro Sparkle Designs, and for our pattern pieces we have 2 fronts, 1 back, 1 collar piece, 2 sleeves, 4 inner pockets, 4 outer pockets, 4 loops, and 1 belt tie. For our first step, we're going to take our back piece and our 2 front pieces, and we're going to put them right sides together, lining up at the shoulders. Then you just want to clip or pin your shoulder pieces. Then we will sew across both shoulders. Now I am laying my front and back pieces right sides up, and we are going to attach the sleeves. Lay your sleeve right sides down. I like to pin the center of the sleeve to the center of the seam on the shoulder, and then I pin on both ends of the sleeve and the arm side, and then I stretch the sleeve and pin one more time right in the center. That way the sleeve is nice and even. And I pin on both sides of the curve. Now let's sew where we have pinned. We're going to lay the other sleeve right sides down, and we're going to pin right in the middle again, and we're going to put the ends of the sleeve to the ends of the arm side on both sides, and then again we're going to pin one more time right between the curves. That way our sleeve is nice and even. Sew the same way that we did before across the sleeve and the arm side. Next, we will be taking our 4 outer pocket pieces, and you want to lay them right sides together. And then we are going to clip around the edges on 3 sides only. Once you have clipped around 3 sides of both pieces, you're going to sew. Now we're going to flip the pocket inside out. Do that for both pockets. Then we're going to clip across the open side, and we're going to sew it straight across. Now that we've sewn straight across and closed that hole, we're going to fold under and pin, and this is going to create the bottom of the pocket. Now we're going to place our pockets on the front 2 pieces, and you want to make sure that the folded side is facing down, and then you can pin your pockets to the front, and you can either top stitch or use a cover stitch, And again, you are going to only sew 3 sides. You want to leave the top open. Go ahead and top stitch your 3 sides. Now we're going to take our collar piece and we are going to fold it in half with our wrong sides together, and we're going to pin all the way across. Once you have your collar piece clipped all the way down, we're going to line up our raw edges of the collar piece and the front 2 pieces, as well as the neck of the back piece. Now you will sew your raw edges together all the way around, and it's going to create the collar of the robe. For the next step, we're going to take our 4 loop pieces. We're going to put 2 of them right sides together and put the other 2 right sides together as well. And then we're going to clip along the top piece and clip along the bottom piece. And then we're going to clip along the top and the bottom of the other loop as well. Now we're going to sew across the top and the bottom of both loop pieces. Once they're sewn, you're going to turn them right sides out. Once you've done that, we're going to attach the insides of our pockets by laying the pocket piece right sides down and attach on both sides of the front of the robe. And then go ahead and sew those together. Now let's flip the robe, and we're going to attach the inner pockets to the back of the robe. And you want to make sure they are lined up with your front pockets. Attach your pockets with a clip or a pin on both sides. And then once you have that done, we're going to sew down. Now that those pieces are sewn, we're going to flip the robe back over and we're going to add our loop pieces. You'll start by folding it in half, and you want your raw edges to the raw edge of the front piece. And then you're going to clip, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, we're folding that loop in half, and then we're going to put the raw edges to the raw edge of the front piece, and then go ahead and clip. Once you have your loops in place, we're going to flip the robe with right sides together. Line up the raw edges of your sleeves and all the way down the front and the back pieces on both sides. Now that it's clipped together, we're going to sew down the arms, down the front and back pieces, and around the pocket. Now that we've sewn, we're going to pull our sleeves right side out. Now we're going to pin the bottom, and then we are going to stitch across. Now that you've pinned all the way across, we are going to do a top stitch, or you can use a cover stitch. The next step is to hem your sleeves, so we're going to fold down about a 1/2 inch, pin all the way around, and then again you can use a top stitch or cover stitch. And with the second sleeve, we are folding down again, and we're going to pin in place and then do another stitch around. Lastly, we are going to take our belt tie and we're going to fold it right sides together, and you're going to clip all the way down, and you want to make sure that you leave a section for about a 1-inch gap. That way you can turn your piece around. Now that I've clipped all the way down, I'm going to stitch on the end, and then about 1 inch in, I'm going to leave a 1-inch gap, and then I'm going to stitch all the way down to the end again. Then I will stitch the 2 raw edges at the very end together. Now that your belt tie is together, we're going to turn it right side out, or a tube turner, but here I am just using a regular pen. Once you have your tie right side out, you're going to remove whatever tool that you use to turn it. Our next step is to close the hole where we left the gap, and we're going to fold each side in, and then we're going to pin. Once you've pinned, we're going to top stitch right across to close that hole. Now your belt tie is complete, and you can put the belt tie through the loops, and you are finished with your Blare robe. Thank you for watching this video. We would love to see your creations on the Retro Sparkle Designs Facebook page.